If you have not been paying attention to what's happening around you, I suggest you start doing so. We have a civil war on our hand, and the targeted people are Yah's people, the Israelites. Satan's media will use racism, political disagreements, and gender confusion to mask the targeted people. If you did not realize, Israelites, the war has begun. Cops shooting you and held not guilty of their crime. Poisonous water crisis in the poor black neighborhood of Chicago. Chemtrails in low-income neighborhood. What about drugs that plague our neighborhoods? The poor quality of food that's on our grocery shelves, especially in the poor to low-income communities. I noticed the cost of product to buy in the poor neighborhoods is extremely higher than the wealthy to middle-class communities. Planned Parenthood in every corner of the poor to low-income neighborhoods so that they can help you get rid of your children. By doing this, you will not obey the commands of Yah to be fruitful and multiply. Instead, we will decrease in the world's population. The most effective method used on Yah's people, division. There's no unity. We are a people that is divided. And Yah said a kingdom that is divided will not stand.
Jesus knew their thoughts and said to them, "Every kingdom divided against itself will be ruined, and every city or household divided against itself will not stand."
Our enemies place insecurities in us by treating light-skinned blacks better than dark-skinned blacks. We fall right into their trap. We adapt to their way of thinking, believing if we go along with their mentality by continuing to put each other down, the Gentiles will accept us. You will always be considered a nigger. Our man lusts after heathen women, the same women that accused our ancestors of rape and had them hung on a tree. The same heathen women that mimic the black woman, stealing everything she invents. You Israelite men lust after women that is trying to be like the woman Yah has given you. However, you cannot discern what Yah has given you. Our men treat their women with no respect and degrade her like the rest of the world. Satan easily removed the man out of the household. Therefore, the black family structure is laughable. The Gentiles does not take us seriously because in his or her eyes we are nothing, not even human. Satan used our enemies to keep us down. We harmonize with our enemies. We actually believe we are citizens in the countries we reside on. We are living in the land of our captivity. We will never be accepted in society. We are a unique people with a unique appearance. Yah created us to stand apart. That is why we do not look like the rest of the Gentile nations. Nevertheless, we spend a great amount of time trying to look and act like the Gentiles. We gladly given up the great heritage the Most High have given us to go after the heathen gods, the god of wood and the god of stone.
Through your own fault, you will lose the inheritance I gave you. I will enslave you to your enemies in a land you do not know. For you have kindled my anger, and it will burn forever.
What does light have in common with darkness? Until we realize we are the children of light, we will continue to believe we are nothing and will fall for the lies our enemies implanted in our minds.
Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness?
It is time that we take control of our destiny. It starts with you. If everyone does what he or she is supposed to do, our communities will change. We do not need a celebrity or someone of high ranks to clean up our neighborhoods. It takes everyone doing his or her part. We first have to learn to trust each other and have a bond that will not break. Whether we live in America, Central America, South America, Africa, the Middle East, Europe, and the rest of the world we reside in, we have to learn to stand up for each other. We have to stop fighting each other. We have to learn to help each other. Our enemies did a good job keeping us against each other. However, it does not have to be this way. You, Israel, do not have to side with our enemies. The Gentiles consider us Israelites an asset. We work hard for the money that Yah has given us. Then we turn around and hand the money back to our enemies. Spending our money in their corporations, because we do not have corporations of our own. The media that control your mind tells you what is considered beautiful, and you spend your life trying to achieve their image that Yah never intended for you. Blonde hair, blue eyes, and fair skin is what society considered the standard of beauty, which is the opposite of what Yah said. Yah said he made us in his image.
So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them.
This is the highest honor. Do not alter your glory. Israel, you have to understand the spiritual warfare that is against you. You cannot fight what is spiritual with the physical. I pray that you ask Yah for spiritual understanding, so you will be able to stand up against the chief deceiver, the devil. Until you do, Satan and his human followers, your enemies, will continue to devour you.
Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour.
You are not a follower. Yah made you Israelites, the descendants of slaves scattered all over the world, to be leaders, pioneers, an example to the Gentiles. Do not throw your heritage away because you feel hopeless and defeated. You have to understand, we do not live by sight, we live by faith.
For we live by faith, not by sight.
If you live by sight, of course, you will feel defeated. Everything in your sight is against you. However, things are never what it seems. If you live by faith, anything is possible with Yah who strengthens you. Without faith, it is impossible to please Yah.
Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him.
Let's make this change, Israelites, descendants of slaves scattered all over the world. Come out from them and be separate.